So welcome everyone. It's our birthday today and I was looking in the cupboard for all my birthday hats. I've got these crazy gorgeous birthday hats, but after Ronnie and I cleaned our cupboards out, I can't find where all my dress ups are. So here I am with my normal hair and I'm happy to say it's 9 years since Business Women Australia was first up and running. It was originally a great idea that was born out of a friendship, and we'll go in a little bit more about that shortly. But thank you all for being online or for listening to our recording. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge this gorgeous country in which we are meeting, sacred sovereign Indigenous lands that have been celebrated on for 60 to 120,000 years around the various parts of this world, of this country. And I'm on the land of the Wudjak people of the Noongar Nation, and I'd like to pay respects to elders past, present, and those emerging. Have a wonderful relationship with Aboriginal people. My husband's the CEO of an Aboriginal corporation. I was asked recently why I have so much care and commitment to the acknowledgement of country, and I think a lot of it has come from that privilege that I have had in knowing so many leaders and traditional owners of the lands around around the places that we are very connected to as well. So it's really important to me, and I'm going to keep doing it even if people don't want me to. So I hope you're all aligned with that. It's something important for me and for the people that I hang out with. So I am the National Director of Business Women Australia. I am one of the co-founders of Business Women Australia. It was originally co-founded with me and Jennifer Rose Bryant, who's now Jennifer Crabb. She's since got married and retired. And it's really been an amazing co-creation model of a membership community. Even though we're a privately owned collective, we have all female shareholders. We have a new advisory board that will be announced soon. We've all had our meet and greets, and we've got our first official advisory board meeting coming up very shortly. And it's actually attracted some amazing women all around the nation. So we're looking forward to the next phase of the growth and the connection of Business Women Australia. But where it's come from has really been important, because the DNA and the close sort of genuine connections that have grown and created Business Women Australia have been because we did a lot of work in the beginning with a very mixed group of women who were original members of who was Women in Business WA, which was what Jennifer had been running prior to BWA. And in fact, we've still got members that are involved with Business Women Australia that were a part of that original group. And when we got together, we sort of thought about what are the areas in which we wanted to focus on. And over the 9 years since we started that, we really have been adding to that development and growth and knowledge sharing premise. Our focus is very much on leadership. I think when we first started, it was very much a networking group and events, and a place for women to speak up and share, standing on the stage and explaining what their business was about. And it was very much about sort of almost building business development focused. That is still a core part of it, but I think the leadership development part has really become the most important part, and really shaping, what leadership means from a feminine perspective. I've certainly changed in the way that I exhibit my leadership and the way I behave as a leader in my community and at home and with my clients outside BWA. I've certainly been more confident in showing my softness and my caring side, instead of having to play, by the rules in which I had been shaped, as a graduate of commerce, as an ex-KPMG person, the power suit of the 90s, even the things in the clothes that I wear and the way that I present myself is so much more in tune with who I really am. And I really do attribute a lot of that to the influence of the wonderful women that have helped me develop and be who I am today. So I hope that is a great celebration for everyone along the journey. Our alumni, our current members, our partners and sponsors are all really important in shaping what we're all about. And of course, I have to make a mention to the wonderful Leanne Jeffrey, who's been with us for 2 years. She's kind of celebrating her 2 years around this time. We brought LJ on as a trainee, really, through the government project, support boosting apprentices. And it's been wonderful having LJ on board, and she's certainly made a big impact on the last couple of years of how we've really been able to deliver so many things. I think we've been delivering around 80 to 90 initiatives a year. Absolutely phenomenal. She's part-time. We've got a couple of fantastic VAs in the Philippines as well, a husband and wife team, and we love them, Chuck and Kate, and they certainly do a lot of work with us in the background. But all these things that we offer to our members and with our members are only able to be done because of the work that we do with our members. So all the ideas that come forward are really shaped in conjunction with each of our premium members. They're our content creators, they're our keynotes, they're our masters, they're our knowledge experts, and they help develop our program. Our classic connectors are our welcomers and those who connect and make everyone feel a part of this great community, who come along and support women and be a part of the important growth of what we're all about. So Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane, our end of year celebrations are to be announced. We've got some great things in the making and those dates will be up soon. We've still got another online event, the 2nd of October, career transition workshop with Jo Robin. Jo's is a partner with a venture capital company, and she's got a great career story. She's a young executive who's doing really well, and I'm really excited to see her share her framework for career development and changing careers along the way. The 9th of October, Vida, who is co-hosting with me today, is doing an in-person Perth Chats, Cheese and Wine. And our theme for October is Hiding the Leader Within Stifles the Leader Outside. Great theme. We always have some really awesome themes with these courageous conversations, and we really appreciate Vida's support and hosting our regular Cheese and Chats in WA. We're back online for a nimble goal setting for action with me on the 16th of October. Great time of the year, October, to be doing goal setting. Do it around that time, because when November and December comes through, it gets crazy. It's busy with all the things that go on at the end of the year. So I love to do an October sort of refresh, recheck, refocus, using a plan, do, check, act cycle. For those of you who've been to our goal setting masterclasses, you'll be very familiar with that, and it's a great way of looking at how our goals are going, reshaping them, moving them, changing them, throwing out what isn't serving us, and refreshing our intentions for what will serve us going forward. And our end of year, we have a long lunch on the 15th of November. Oh, we have a long lunch, the Whirlwind Adventures of the Mind with Vida in November. And we do have a date for our end of year celebration, I believe. LJ, when's our end of year celebration? And that'll be held in WA in Leederville, and that's going to be a collaboration with 3 Drops.
26th of November.
26th of November at...
You put me on the spot here. It is at Powers Fromagerie and Wine Bar.
Oh, yes. Okay, so we've
in
got...
Leederville.
Oh, excellent. So 2 members joining together to help us with our end of year celebration. So that sounds great. Now we've got, of course, Leslie Kay on the line, and applications are open. We haven't quite got a full cohort yet for the Mastermind Peer Group. That's a 12-month personal and professional development program that Leslie Kay is chairing. Step into your power with that one. If anyone wants to chat to Leslie after we finished our courageous conversation today, I'm sure she can stay online, or she'll pop in her Calendly link, and you can book a Calendly link chat with Leslie Kay about the boardroom. There is more information on the website as well. And of course, for those of you who are in HR or running a business, we have partnered with Pink Health clinical psychologist Julie Fox. She's New South Wales based. She's got a bunch of clinical psychologists all online, and they're all focused on supporting females' mental health and wellbeing in the workplace. So if you're looking for an EAP partner, we highly recommend that you have a talk to me and Julie about implementing that. And exciting news, we have secured the Blue Karma Resort in Ubud, Bali, the 7th to the 10th of August. It's $5,500, and that includes everything: 3 nights accommodation, your catering, your workshop experiences. We have a wonderful surprise welcome pack with all sorts of special inclusions and materials. And there's loads of other bits and bobs that will be included in that as well. If you are interested in more detail on that program, please reach out to me or Vida. Vida and I are doing that together over there. It's going to be incredible leadership development, a great chance to refresh, to reconnect, and to develop more self-awareness. That's really important as a part of the leadership development that we all have. And we've got some great things involved in that program. Thank you to our partners and sponsors. For those of you who want to become an official partner or sponsor of BWA, we're open for 2025 partnerships and sponsorships. So reach out and have a chat to me. I would love, as a birthday gift from all of you, a connection, an introduction, whatever that might be, to someone or an organisation that you think would be great alignment in terms of partnerships and sponsorships. But at the end of this, we will also announce a 12-month free premium membership as a birthday gift to you. So if you're staying on to the end, we will announce who on this call will be receiving a free premium membership. So that's exciting. And without further ado, we are going to talk about age. Age is just a number. I feel like I'm a young soul, and people used to stop me in the street when I was strolling with little John Horry, my 4th child, and they used to say that I was that he was an old soul, and I used to actually kind of think about that, and he was very different to my other kids. And it's quite amazing because he's so wise, and the rest of us are all nutters. And I often think about that, how age, what are our concepts of age in terms of linear numbers in this planet, in terms of attitude, in terms of all those sorts of things. So let's have a really courageous conversation today. But before we do, Vida will share with us some parameters of our conversation, and also share with us her thoughts that might be able to sort of guide us in the way we might delve into this important subject. But thank you so much for being online with us today. It's so gorgeous to have you all.
Thank you, Lynn. It's gorgeous to be here, and happy birthday. It's very exciting. 9 years. I can't believe 9 years has gone that quickly. And so much has happened and so much has changed. So a lot has been said, and there's a lot of energy going around right now. So let's just take a moment to ground ourselves before we move into the next conversation. So what I want you to do is just notice how you're feeling right now. How is the energy in your body? Is it scattered, fast, slow? What's going on for you? How are your thoughts? How are you feeling? Just have a little check-in with yourself. Yeah. And then be willing just to bring your attention maybe to the top of your head and just relax your skull. And moving to your face, just softening the muscles in your face. You may like to close your eyes just for a moment. Relax your jaw, drop your shoulders, and just be still. How does it feel just to be still? Just allowing everything to settle. And perhaps bringing your attention to your breath. Notice how you're breathing. So the easy, gentle flow, long, slow, shallow, deep. And however it is, just taking a few deep breaths into the belly and releasing slowly. Letting the body settle a little bit more, creating some space and some gaps, some places of emptiness, and simply allowing. Now returning your breath to its natural rhythm. Just pulling your shoulders back a little, turning the corners of your mouth up and opening your eyes. Cool. So everyone feel a little bit more relaxed, a little calmer? Yeah, beautiful. So before we open the floor for sharing, we have some parameters, and we have these parameters to keep the conversation really respectful, and so that we can all, enjoy our conversation and enjoy creating moments of impact for each of us. So the first parameter is respect each other's reality. We all have different perspectives based on our own experiences and conditioning and life itself. And there is no right or wrong perspective. They're just different. So we ask you to park any judgments or criticisms you have, or maybe even need to be right or to fix or change anybody else. And just open yourself up to really respecting their reality for what it is. You don't have to agree with anybody else's reality. We just sit in witness of somebody else's truth without having to agree with it. We ask you to practice radical listening. So first seek to understand before you're understood. Radical listening only happens when we have a sincere desire to be respectful and listen to somebody else's reality. One woman speaks at a time, and just make sure you leave a little gap at the end just to be sure that we're not jumping in on top of each other. And if you are somebody who has a lot to say, which is wonderful and welcome, just maybe step back a little bit and take a little pause before you speak, just to give some of the others that may not be as quick to jump in. And if you're somebody who sits back a lot, maybe try and sit forward. You can be surprised by what comes by just changing your pattern and allowing a different way of being to come to the surface. When someone's speaking, give them all your attention, and please don't interrupt anybody when they're speaking. If you are planning what you're going to say, or you're working out what you're going to do after our conversation, you're not listening, okay? Listening asks us to be here totally present, listening to what is said, listening to what isn't said. Yeah. We ask you to speak in I language, in sharing language, where we share our own experiences, our own realities. We're not sharing what we can Google or information or stories about somebody else. We're sharing stories about ourselves here. And it's not a common practice, I language, in everyday conversation, so it can take a little getting used to. But you'll get the gist of it. So I'm going to give an example of in I language and not in I language. And I'll start with not I language. So, you know what it's like when you've had a really hard day. You're knackered. You've been doing so much for everybody. And you look around and you realize nobody's doing anything for you. And you just feel kind of pissed. You know what it's like? Well, in the I language, it's when I've been doing lots for everybody and I look around and notice my thoughts are telling me nobody's doing anything for me, then I feel pissed. Right? So one's owning my experiences and one's projecting it out there. So as much as possible, staying in your I language, talking about your own experiences. So be kind and gentle with yourself. And the fourth parameter is confidentiality. What is said in this space stays in this space. You're free to talk about your own experiences, but please don't talk about anybody else's. So they're your parameters. So this is a really interesting topic. I was dreaming about it last night. It's really been puzzling me the last few days, thinking about, okay, so it doesn't matter what age we are at, there's some sort of expectations about how we should behave or shouldn't behave at that certain age. And whether it's from society or culture, families, whatever. And I was thinking, like, but who wrote the script? Who says how you're meant to behave at a certain age? And then why do we choose to conform to that script when we're our own decision makers? Like when we think about getting older, there's so much fear around it. Fear that, fear that I'm going to lose my vitality, or that my mental, emotional, physical health is going to decline, or that I'm not going to be valued, I'm not significant, I'm not needed, I'm not important, I'm not of value anymore. And I've heard that story several times by older people than myself. And then I was thinking about it, so we have these fears as you get older, but we don't go around going, okay, look at that chick, she's 18, her skin fits perfectly, she's fit and she's healthy, she's adorable, but she's got no life experiences, she's a bit of a dud, she doesn't know much yet. We don't judge those generations, but yet there's so much tendency to judge the older generations as not having as much to offer. But the aging to me is just an invitation to open the door to greater wisdom and freedom. When I look at my life, I think about things like, I've made so many mistakes at all ages, and I've had so many amazing, wonderful experiences at all ages. And I've played small when I could be huge, and I've said nothing when I should have shouted, and I've shouted when I would have served to say nothing. And I've said yes when I meant no, and no when I meant yes, and I've achieved greatly and failed badly. And I've done that at all ages, not just one particular age. And I still find that at times, doesn't matter which age, I'm blinded by my limited thinking. So at the age I am right now, it was more like things like, you're too old to be doing that. Maybe I should turn my hair grey and get a caravan. And what are you thinking opening another business at 62? So it doesn't matter what age, I still have these limiting beliefs, and these limiting beliefs still create havoc in your life if that go by uninvestigated or unnoticed. So, ultimately, age is just a stage of evolution and living fully. It doesn't mean anything except the meaning we give it, which is similar to most things in life. They don't mean anything unless we make it mean that story. It's a sunny day. What a beautiful day. It's a sunny day. Oh my God, it's too hot. Same day, just a different meaning. And when I think about myself at my age, I'm like, how privileged am I? Because I know so many people haven't lived this long. And someone very recently, and I go, how privileged I am. So age to me in aging is such a privilege to have experienced so much life and have so much to offer in a different sort of way, to offer in a way of wisdom, not in a way of freedom. There's so much more freedom because I don't care about what anyone else thinks about me anymore. Where once upon a time I really did care about things like that. So let's open this conversation and see what comes from it. And maybe you want to think about things like, what does age truly reflect for you in your capabilities, in your life, and in your strengths, in your purpose, and in your meaning, and whatever? But what does age reflect for you? Or what does aging reflect for you? So we're going to open the conversation, and anyone can jump in at any time. Just be respectful and mindful that the woman before you has finished speaking before you start. And let's see what we discover.
I have found that the older that I'm getting, it is more just a number. It really doesn't matter anymore that I'm turning 20 or 30. Just cherish every day as it comes and don't think about age or aging. That's what it means to me right now. And I think I've just been having a look at the various attendees, and I think I'm the oldest person here, which is a funny feeling.
So would it be something funny when we speak, just say our age? What cycle each woman is in? What cycle in her life is she in? Like I'm 65.
In 1 month, I'll be 70.
Wow, awesome. Wow.
Yeah. A milestone.
Yeah, that's what an achievement.
That sounds like we need to have a big party, Claudia. I'll get the rosé ready.
Oh no, definitely champagne.
Okay.
Verve talk, nothing less.
Okay, Verve. We've got the Verve ready for the long lunch.
Good.
I'd like to share. I know I always jump in, but I'm sorry, I'm going to break the rules already. Because I've thought about this quite a lot. I was feeling a lot older a few years ago because, my knees were crinky and I had a sore hip and I had plantar fasciitis and I was moving hard and I felt old. And I noticed also that I seemed to be quite invisible, before when I'd walk into a shop, people would rush over. I don't know, or maybe it's just the customer services shit now. But I just was feeling old and I was feeling invisible. And I came to this realization that I kind of liked it. I actually am embracing the fact that it's actually, there's a lot of freedom in that sort of not being the center, not being seen immediately, being able to sort of kind of have more of a sort of omnipresent experience. I think it'll be interesting if I wanted to go back into the workforce, how I would feel, because I'm consulting, and I think as a consultant, as a management consultant, age is probably a benefit, seen as wisdom. I've got a lot of younger clients who I kind of feel like I'm almost like, their business sort of mentor, older, wise granny in the at the firm, I'm just thinking particularly about a couple of beautiful lawyers that I mentor, and they've since had babies since they set up their firm, and I've been with them right from the beginning, and I'm sitting there in the boardroom holding these babies and just feeling so emotional, because I know when I was at KPMG I wanted to have a creche built on, because we moved to this amazing new building, and I wanted to have a creche in that building, and it just died. People just couldn't understand why I would want to support women to have their children at work. I mean, now that conversation would be as relevant to the young guys. The guys that I'm mentoring want to spend as much time with their children as the women do. And it fell flat, the whole idea of it fell flat. So for me, age is the wisdom of seeing how change can occur by continuing conversations and not giving up, and understanding that if people don't agree or can't see the vision or can't see the idea, then I just, I've got to bring other people into the conversation. I've got to think about how to influence, not just for myself. So it's bringing up a whole lot of stuff for me, Vida, and it's and when I hear Claudette, talking there about, being 70, well, how old am I? I keep getting it wrong. I think I'm 58. I was born in 1966. I go in fives. So I tell everyone I'm 55 until I'm 60, and then I'm 60 for the next 5 years. But I'm not 55.
You're 58, Lynn, because I was born in 66 as well.
Yeah, thanks. I'm 58. So there you go. And I married a guy who's younger than me. So on my birthday, he's 2 years younger, but he turns in August. The year closes a bit, but I think, it's good having a toy boy in my life, keeps me young. Mel, what have you got?
Yeah, thanks. I just sort of wanted to mention, so Mel, 40 years old this year. I kind of resonated with what you were saying, Vida, when you were talking about certain ages and you have these levels of expectation as to the way you should think, the way you should behave, all that sort of stuff. And I certainly have experienced that, whether it's, the way that you dress or even just my own expectations as to where I would be at particular ages. I had always been one of those people that age was just a number and it was just another year until I turned 30. And for whatever reason, it was like 2 weeks before my birthday and I was totally cool. And then I think it kind of just hit me and I went, oh my goodness, 30, I was meant to have all these things in place. And it was a bit of a wake-up call to sort of think, it actually did have some impact on me, the number. And I think a couple of years following that, I had to come to terms with the fact that, not everything does work out as you expect it's going to when you're 15. You're not going to hit certain milestones at certain points or have, your life in order as you expect you would by that particular age. And it just sort of has continued on that way. And one of the things that I'm constantly reminding myself is it's not another year to my age, but it's more another year of experience and another year of learning. And I feel like in that regard, I do have to continuously remind myself at certain points, certainly when I'm going shopping. And I think, I used to love that kind of outfit, but there's no chance in hell I'd wear that now. But it's so long as you're comfortable in yourself and comfortable in your understanding as to how you want to portray yourself, then anything goes. And it's just another year of learning, and that's going to continue. It doesn't stop at any point. It's just ongoing. And that's something I'm trying to instill in my kids as well, is that experiences and things, if nothing's going the way that you expect it to, it's just another learning. And so long as we continue to learn, life stays exciting.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mel. Yeah, I think, with the learning, it's like if you're not contributing to life, you're not putting back into life, you're not learning and growing and developing yourself, that's when you be old. And you can be young and be old. Beautiful. Who'd like to go next? Debbie.
Yeah, sure. I wasn't conscious of my age until it'd be 7 years ago now. So when I gave up my CFO job and tried to work out what my next step was, part of that was looking for other roles. And I thought I was a, proficient person and well experienced and, well qualified, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it proved to be a hell of a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. And somebody said to me, and it was a bit of a wake-up call, oh, Debbie, so I kept coming second. I kept coming second all the time. That, that's unconscious bias at play in terms of your age. And it was a bit of a like, are you kidding? Like, I hadn't even occurred to me that might be what was going on. The fact that I was, a 52-year-old woman. So that was a bit of a surprise. But now, like Lynn, I guess 7 years old now, I'm sort of doing my own thing and, running my own business and doing a lot of consulting. I find it's the other way, that it's now working for me, and I feel like I'm stepping into that in a very positive way, and really happy to embrace that you know, kind of the wrinkles and the loss of shape, you know, and the fact I am 58, you know, with these sort of, you know, with these younger blokes and younger clients, etc., gives me a bit of kudos, gives me a bit of gravitas, and actually helps us in what I'm trying to achieve. So yeah, so it's been a huge shift over that last 7 years in terms of how I've embraced my age, and once I go over the shock of it, embrace my age in a positive way, and it's good. Really good.
Beautiful, thanks. I love what you were saying about you were shocked by that unconscious bias, because like I feel so young inside, and I don't think I've changed that much on the inside. It's just the outside. Like when I look in the mirror, I get shocked sometimes to go, like, that's not me. I feel don't look like that, but I do. Inside, there is a real difference between how I feel on the inside. I feel very young. Yeah.
Of course.
So, ladies, Amanda's written in the chat box. She's actually in a public space, so I'll read out what Amanda said. Apologies if I don't get the timing of this right, but here goes. I'm in a public space, so it's not easy to talk. I'm 54. I'm trying to feel good about the wisdom and confidence that comes with age, of which I've plenty. Confidence, not sure about the wisdom. But I'm honestly struggling with the aging process and feeling classically dried up. I'm consistently in awe of women who have transitioned into the it doesn't matter phase and seem to have embraced it, and would like to move into that space with a genuine appreciation of it. My daughter thinks age is awesome. Thanks, Amanda.
Wow.
I'm happy to go next if there's no one else to go before me. I'm actually quite confused about the whole, wouldn't know where to start to talk about it, to be honest. I'm 57. I am mum to twin boys who are 10. And so I go somewhere between how I feel. Yeah, I feel tired, you know, because I know I'm still sort of raising very young boys. I've got a 17-year-old as well. So I go between, you know, sort of sitting in the wisdom space and sitting with the feeling like I need to be a bit younger, because I'm around women who are in their late 30s and early 40s having children of the same age. So you know, and I've gone through different phases in my life around my age. You know, I think I didn't think about it when I was 40. I didn't think about it when I was 45. But when I hit 50, I went through what I would describe as a bit of a midlife crisis, because I had the kids at home. My husband was working, and we started to have these sort of issues because I really, you know, started to question what I'd done in my life and what have I done with my life. And here I am with, you know, feeling really old, you know, and I moved past that pretty quickly because my husband's very supportive and very, you know, reassuring. And I'm not sure how I just kind of worked on it. And then I didn't think about it again. And it really is only when if I don't feel 100% physically, because then if I don't feel well, that I start to feel that aging, you know, as a problem. You know, I started this year with some pretty bad tummy issues, which I started worrying about even my mortality and all that sort of thing. So that kind of threw me. And then I kind of moved past that because I, you know, did all the tests and I was all okay. So that was fine. But it's something I struggle with. And, you know, part of it is because I do have my young children, and part of it is because, you know, I also do this piece around, you know, where I should have been, what I should have been doing, and some of the challenges of continuing on and being, you know, trying to continuing on in a workspace, making sure that I'm, you know, providing for my family, but also feeling that you know, I still have a right to be in the workforce and be focused on my own career and still be wanting to do these things that I thought I should be probably giving up at this point, and thinking about retirement and all that sort of stuff. So it's a struggle. It is a struggle. So yeah.
Thank you, Sonia. You
My
know,
mum had me when she was 45. And in 1966, that was pretty out there. I grew up knowing my mum was older than everyone else's mum, and my dad was older. I had a 21-year-old brother when I was born, so I was, 5 brothers. My mum started a business when she was 50, a little shop, a boutique. And I think that's really shaped my view around aging. She started this fantastic, it's very successful business that she ran, for all my memory as a, primary school and high school kid. And, Dad died when I was 16. He was 62. So I always thought Mum was imminently going to die, really, from that time onwards. So a lot of my decisions were shaped around making sure that I was looking after Mum, and we would spend a lot of time together. She became a very important part of my life. She retired when Dad died as well. So, at 16, she moved to the city. I moved out of boarding school. Well, I think I got told to, because I was mucking around anyway, got told to leave boarding school. I think they didn't use the word expelled. I moved back in with Mum for year 12, and I cared for Mum, and Mum cared for me, and we were great friends through our life. And I made a lot of my decisions based on the fact that I, was worried that she might not be with me forever. She lived until she was nearly 98. She outlived a lot of my friends' parents. And what a great role model she was, with her vitality and her sense of love. I mean, she was incredible. Even in her 80s, she used to go down and look after my brother's kids in the school holidays and have them all up at her place. And she had my nephews, boarding with her while they were at uni. It's just extraordinary. An attitude to living that came from her, I have got. And I hadn't thought about that until you shared your story, Sonia. So thank you so much, because that's really kind of, I like to share this stuff with BWA too. I don't think I've ever shared anything much about my mum to that degree. People know about my dad dying and the sad story of that happening, but my mum was my hero, really, in the end. Amazing.
You must have been a hero for her too, Lynn, because I can, I know with my relationship with my daughter as well, we're very, very close, and I'm sure she has this awareness. I mean, fortunately, both Jerry and I are still here, but as in, you never know as time goes on, how that works out. But I'd say that a lot of what she felt as well would have come from you and the way that you were around her and your relationship there. So
yeah, she did say that. She said that, obviously she said that there were times when, and some decisions they made because they had a young child. But she said that I kept her young. She used to often say that.
yeah.
Thank you.
thank you. I just want to address, when in Amanda's chat box, the words dried up, and then we've had tired and energy, and now this, like the young person keeping the older person young. I say that all the time. Like, you've got to have, for me, I've got to have kids around me and teenagers and young people that question and push me and just don't do what I want them to do. That helps me stay younger and more flexible. But I also think, for me, and again, I keep going, this has happened to me at all ages. Unless I have like some real meaning or purpose to my life, whether that's children, relationship, career, whatever it is, unless that is really strong and firing and alive, then I do feel dried up and I do feel tired, and I lose my life force and my zest. So I think, and I look at women, like even last night in Circle, is so many women I experience in my work are really pushed to the limit. They're exhausted, they're fatigued, they're overdoing, overgiving, overachieving. And there's very little time for just being a woman and really enjoying just being woman and enjoying the cycle of evolving as a woman, the cycles that we all go through. So I don't know what I'm saying here, but I feel like there's a big piece in here about, you know, honoring the nature of the feminine to feel more alive about who we are, whatever age we're at. Yeah, that's it.
I might share.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's okay. So I turned 50 last year. So for me, this was it wasn't as big a deal, I think. More, I guess I felt older probably when I was 47 or so. And you know, a bit like you're saying, Vida, when you know, I was sort of at a crossroads career-wise and health-wise and all of those things. And I felt that, you know, taking the step to having my own consulting practice, like Debbie and others, really did help in that sort of accepting and embracing, I guess, the aging process, because it took me out of that where there were where I felt there were other expectations on me on how I looked, how I you know, interacted, and other people's expectations on what might be my energy levels or whatever. So I think that really changed things for me. And one of my closest collaborators, associates, is actually she's well into her 60s, and that's really helped me as well in terms of, you know, seeing her energy and enthusiasm and new ideas. You know, sort of helps as well go, oh, you know, I can do this as I grow older as well. So it's been a real learning from that, and has helped, you know, deal with, I guess, the more physical aging process, to see that in the background, not as a, you know, not elevate it and see myself as aging, but see the positives of aging.
Beautiful, thank you. I think Katie was trying to say something.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. What I was going to say was probably about 5-7 years ago, I started off on studying for a master's course, which I've now completed. But I can remember walking in to the meet and greet session and feeling very much like I didn't belong there, that I shouldn't be there, because I was so much older than the vast majority of people who were looking to study their MBA. You know, so many people were in their late 20s and early 30s, and here was me, you know, 15 years older than that. And I nearly walked out, and a lovely professor lady sort of grabbed me and just started talking to me and convinced me that I should do that course. And one of the interesting things about that, and I think somebody said this earlier on, you know, just looking at the younger people there, what they were contributing was actually very different on a different level. I'm not saying it wasn't, you know, just as valid, but it was just on a different level from those of us who were older. And there were other people there who were older, just like me. And the discussions that we therefore had were really, really interesting. because, you know, those of us who are older brought just a different perspective to the discussions that we were having. And what I found over time, I've now finished that study, that's all good. But what I found over time is that because I'm now more comfortable with my own thoughts and my own opinions and who I am, I'm actually much more able to absorb other people's opinions and thoughts and perspectives on things and just, you know, sit and consider those, because, you know, I'm comfortable in my own skin, as it were. And I think that's one very interesting thing, is that I have become almost more receptive to different perspectives and different opinions.
Beautiful. Yeah, that is one concept that I didn't think of, but it's so true. The more comfortable we are with ourselves, the more accepting we are of others. Yeah, and I don't know, when I talk to, because my friends are around my age, and we all talk about how we're so much more comfortable with ourselves, and we're not fussed as much, and we're more accepting. So that's a beautiful reminder. Thank you.
And I find it's all based on experience as well. You know, your opinions, my opinions are formed largely from the experiences that I've had and the people that I've engaged with. You know, but speaking to other people, I then start to appreciate, oh, well, you know, they've had a different trajectory on their life. So they've had different experiences, and that's how they have perhaps, you know, landed on a different viewpoint. But yeah, and if I haven't had that experience, then no, of course I'm going to have a different, you know, my life's different, my experiences are different, my opinions are therefore different, but it doesn't mean I can't be respectful. I just think certainly I've come to be able to more properly respect rather than just listen. And I think I use the word absorb, and it doesn't mean that I then take on that opinion, but I can appreciate it, I think.
Yeah, yeah. That's what we're saying in the parameters about respecting each other's reality. They're both valid, and no more right than the other, just different. Yeah, but you know, I'm thinking, like, I look at myself young, and I thought I was a really accepting out there, but I was so opinionated, and I was so like fought for what I thought was right, and it was, you know, and I like to think I've still got that, but I'm a lot more accepting then, because I don't think I'm so right anymore. And if I don't in the position that I don't think I'm so right, then I don't have to defend that righteousness. So it's a lot more peaceful. Yeah, beautiful. Who else would like to share?
I would love to, sitting on the other end of the scale. I'm 37, and I find it really interesting, the internal chatter, as I head towards 40. Yeah, just listening to the grace and the wisdom of all of the women in the group. And I think for me, the biggest journey has actually been understanding that age is really a number on both sides of the scales, and really actually stepping into the wisdom of the life that I've lived. And I think that changed really for me when I turned 35. It was like this heading towards 40. It's like I feel like sometimes the world cannot really take you seriously until you hit that 40. It's like there's a permission slip to step into more of your wisdom from that age. Yeah, and it's just been really beautiful to listen to all the women share their grace and wisdom as they age. And for me, it's the inspiration to, I almost want to say, like, continue to just follow the path of stepping more into wisdom and grace, which is kind of what my whole life is about. And really just, I don't know, like celebrating the differences in the different stages, and celebrating the Mm. The softening that I feel happens in a good way the older we get, like listening to everyone say that there's more acceptance and love and approval and like you said, Vida, like coming into womanhood, like sitting in circle with women and actually sharing the wisdom that we have and really accepting that there is so much wisdom and grace to go around. And yeah, I just love listening to everyone's journey, and I'm excited to age in some ways. I'm excited to, like, it feels like such a privilege for me to be able to age and to continue to grow on these foundations of grace and wisdom and to share with women in this space.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Just hearing Leslie use the words age and older, I don't think I'm aging, and I'm not getting older. I'm just getting more mature.
Are you getting more mature? Do we get more mature? Or do we do? I reckon we start to age backwards, is what I'm feeling.
We level up. I'm in a gaming household. So I level up. So I'm at level 46. And somehow I made it there. But I'm definitely not mature. I don't think, you get to an age and you think everybody starts to think a certain way, and we've got these responsibilities, and all of a sudden I got to this age and I'm like, oh, I think I'm a bit too much of a dickhead to be my age sometimes. And I think I've also got a really skewed vision of what aging was, because, at 46, I am now older than what my mum was and what my brother was when they passed away. When I lost my mum when I was a teenager, it's like, oh, Jesus, that clock kind of starts ticking at your head. When I was 35, I wanted to get back into martial arts, and I thought, oh, I'm 35, I'm too old, I'm too fat, I'm too slow. So instead, I leveled up and did it at 45 instead, and love it. But we get stuck in this thing of, we've got to mature. We've got to present to the world this person that we are, that we've got knowledge. And yes, we've got knowledge, but it's almost like we lose the fun when we gain the knowledge. So I've just realized considering, it feels like it's March and I'm planning for December of 2024. 2025 is around the corner. I think time, age, it's hard to grasp. It's hard to keep that hold on like you expect that you have at this age. So yeah, damn it. I leveled up. I've leveled up in fun, not maturity. That's probably going to happen in another, 90 years. But I can't hold it. I can't keep up with it. And I now don't care to keep up with it. Yep, leveling up. We're a gaming household. This is the way it goes.
I love that concept, leveling up. Yeah, and I don't think you have to lose your fun to be mature.
I didn't say I was mature. I said I was maturing. Big difference. And hey, it's great to be a dickhead.
I was just going to add, Vida and everybody. I think for one of the biggest battles I've had throughout the whole time is really projecting out what I feel inside and thinking that it's coming from outside. That other people's opinions of my age are what's making me feel a particular way. But it's actually a battle that I fight, internally, to say, right, this is, it's about how I feel about how old I am more so than anything else. And someone else said it as well, but it's really about, and I know when I've when I feel good and I feel okay about it, and I, you know, move on, whatever the limiting thought is, it's always because I've done the work internally and feel a certain way about how I am. You know, it's never about the way what I'm being met with. You know, that what I'm being met with is what I'm feeling, is what I'm thinking.
Awesome.
Can I share, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 60 now, just 2 months ago. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah, when I think about the 60, I can apply for the senior card now. This is so funny. Yeah, so enjoyable to hear all your girls saying, and life, yeah, just the number, the age. For my getting older, I feel more enjoy life. Before 50, always business, and mother, and you don't have time to enjoy yourself. You don't think you need to enjoy, but for me now, just enjoy life every day. I even, I even work for the young kid. In the afternoon, I work in the afternoon care. So all the ages under 25. And for me, in the beginning, I'm not so used to it. But now I'm so good. I learn everything from them. And I just think I'm the age similar to them. I not even think. I can't tell the difference. So because I work with kids as well, so just when sometimes I mention, I talk to my daughter, mommy 60 now. Mommy, you don't even think about you 60. When you think about that, you think about you old, but as why they say your heart is so young. That's how you make yourself, all the body look young, all your attitude look young as well. The heart is just so important.
Yeah.
And Lynn just mentioned your mom start business when she was 60. That's how I'm now. I start all the business before 50 and lose everything and start again now 60. I built up my parenting coach. And I had to learn everything. But luckily I got so much life experience, and then so reply to all the new concept and easy to match up. Thank you guys, and so happy to meet you, all of you.
Thank you, Vicky. You just sound so inspiring. You look young too.
Thank you. Yeah, so at the most good, I'm happy myself. I always look after my face since 20. I didn't look after any other thing. My face, I always look after. So that's the good thing for me to do for myself all life.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I follow on a couple of things from what Vicky just said? I guess there's a couple of things you said there, Vicky, that resonated with me. I guess one was about giving ourselves permission, that as we mature, using your word, Claudette, you know, I guess we've earned it sometimes, and I guess our physical reality is we may get a bit more tired, etc., and don't have the energy to work the hours or do whatever we used to do. But you know, giving ourselves the permission, because we've earned it. So I think that's one I can resonate with, and yeah, which I like to try and live by. And I think the other thing you really highlighted for me, I guess, it's just a matter of attitude and yeah, how we approach every day and just embrace who we are and don't let our age be a barrier, and also don't allow others to put us in a box when others might say to us, oh, isn't it about time you retired, or when are you retiring? And I've had that, people ask you that lots. Well, ask me that lots. People make assumptions about you that you don't need to work anymore, and go, oh, why are you still working? You know, and that comes back to that purpose thing, I think, Vida, that you said about what we need, what lights our fire. So yeah, so thank you, Vicky. A couple of really insightful things that you said that really resonated for me in relation to our own attitude and giving ourselves permission.
Yep.
Hi, Vida, and I'd like to share if I can. Debbie, you just really honed in on something that my blessed mum said to me on the weekend, which was, when you are you going to retire? And I thought it was just lovely, because she's 85 And she said to me, and I said to her, do you think I don't have enough to contribute anymore, Mum? Why are you asking me to retire? And it was just a blessed conversation. But with her mind, it was, she's got dementia, so she just wanted to spend some more time with me. But I thought it was beautiful. But it did bring back the fact that leading into this, knowing this session was on today and being able to share with all you wonderful women, it was bringing into the fact that people do in life have these ages set out, and the senior card was brought up by Vicky, which is there's rules and regulations, and we've got to get to 18 to be able to, you know, drink, and we've got to do all this. And so that age comes in. I'm 52 and 193 days old, and I've never been this age before, and I never will be again tomorrow. I'll be another day older. But what I learnt more recently after going through a major operation and my voice now sounding older than what I am as a result of that was the fact that how was I going to confront that? And it was confronting for me. And I just took time to reflect and then went, well, I'm still here to make a difference, and I'm here with a purpose, and I love everyone. I love people. I love being around sharing stories with women like yourselves. And it's just beautiful to think that we all contribute in so many ways. And I have a lot of friends in all different age groups, and I'm blessed to just be able to be here and sharing those stories. So thank you everyone for sharing today.
Well, thank you. Awesome. Thank you. I feel so full.
Can I jump in there too? So I'm 60 and I started business at sort of 57, 58, and it's one of those things for me where I felt like for so long I had so much to offer, but I didn't have the confidence to do it. So pretty much what I do now is all about helping others try and you know, find their voice earlier in the piece. But listening to some of these stories, so my dad too was saying to me, Carrie, what are you doing? You should be slowing down. And I was trying to have this conversation. He's 88. And I was having this conversation with him that, you know, work for me and life for me at the moment is so vitalizing. Like I'm so excited about what I'm doing, and it's giving me energy. And he's like, no, but you shouldn't be doing something. It's like, but this is what's lighting me up. And so there's that aspect of, yes, you know, should you be slowing down? But I think it's when we really find that purpose of what, you know, what I want to do, that drives me and gives me the energy to go. And, you know, I'm pretty shocking physically. You know, I'm a bionic woman with knees and hips and a shoulder to come. And so sometimes I feel decrepit in terms of my body. But in the conversation and the connection, that's what makes me feel young again, I guess. And the other thing that came to mind was I went on a work trip with my daughter, who's 24, runs her own business. And we went up to this fantasy ball, and I was like, what is a, you know, 58-year-old woman at the time, or 59 actually, what the hell am I doing going to this thing with her? And they were all young, and they were all, I think I was the only person there, along with my daughter actually, who wasn't covered in fantasy tattoos and the hair colors and the whole thing, because it was a fantasy romance event. And I went and I was thinking, oh, I feel really old going to this thing. And then when I got to go to the pre-ball drinks and started talking to these young people who were so passionate about the books, and I'd read the books because my daughter illustrates, and so I was having these conversations, and I thought, oh gosh, I feel like an imposter. And then when they were moving on to dinner, I said to Ash, look, I'll go back to the hotel and let you young people go and do your thing. And there were 6 or 7 of these people we were standing around with who said, no, Carrie, you've got to come. You know, we want to continue conversations. And it's just like, it's just a number. It's, you know, if we connect with people about what they're passionate about and we get involved, then, you know, it is literally just a number. So at 60, I think I feel so much younger now than I did back in my 40s and my 30s, where, you know, I was an older mother with young kids and stuff. Now I'm vitalized and having fun.
Wow. Joey, I love what you said about slowing down. Like, where does this come from that we're meant to slow down?
Yeah. Don't know. It's mad.
Yeah, I slow down, then I just, what am I going to do? Like, where's my joy and my excitement and my vitality coming from? Just, yeah, but why? When did this come? Is it like, what's it about? You have to slow down.
Well, my mum used to say to me, she didn't ever think I would slow down. She used to always look and go, well, smiling, the girl dropped dead. That's my life motto. Smiling, the
Well, if
girl
you're
dropped
gonna
dead.
go, that's the way to go, Lynn. Go
Beautiful.
with a smile on your face for sure.
God, I miss her so much. But she did want to say to me, I was putting work before everything else, and I was going to really regret that I didn't spend more time with her. And every time I walked past her little house, which was over the road from ours, I actually do have a little bit of regret. I didn't spend more time with her. And she really did try and make me feel guilty about that. And she did succeed.
Yeah, good job.
Good on you, Margie. What about Kristen? We haven't heard from you today. Are you able to talk?
I have so many thoughts here because I'm a little bit different. I just turned 40 last month. I have a 3-year-old daughter who is incredible, but I understand why people say they're tired, and that is a very big source of, mixing these seasons of my life together, that being that I've worked almost 20 years to get where I am professionally, and now I have this beautiful, amazing young person who wants from me all the time, and her amazing dad too. But I grew up in a family where all but one of my grandparents had passed when I was born, and a lot of my aunts and uncles were significantly older than my parents. So I have never really thought about age as anything. I always think that to have another day and to move further down the marker is a privilege. And that's just because growing up, we attended so many funerals of so many special people. And I think what I have in the last couple of weeks done is I use the milestone birthdays, the half decades and the decades, as just a realignment process. So what I've looked at is, what should I be spending my time on? I sort of do a little SWOT analysis on myself and determine where my light is coming from. And interestingly, Vida, I found myself in a spot where I wasn't doing anything for myself, and trying to figure out how to fit that into my life became a bit of a challenge. But I use the numbers only as a marker to, like you do with your end of year or start of year planning. What are my goals? What do I want to do, and what do I need to course correct on? But yeah, it's just a number to me. I still feel as nervous and anxious as the 19-year-old going into their first corporate office and learning about how things work. I always approach things with a level of curiosity because I don't know everything. And some of the things that you amazing women have shared today, the perspective of others and the continued learning, I don't put too much weight on my own importance, but I do understand when I have something to contribute that people can accept or reject. So I try to operate like that. But the number for me, it is just a number, but I use it as a bit of a guiding tool. So
thank you.
Linny Lee's actually shared something. She's also in a public place, so can't speak as well. So I'll read what Linny has said. I'm 43, so feel more confident in speaking out my own opinion in the room. I feel age is just another stereotype description. I admire people in 80s go to the same Zumba class with me, and mum's put dance videos with daughter on the YouTube. Maybe I need to break these stereotypes so that younger generations have something to look up to when they're older. Like I'm looking up to the women who are courageous.
Oh, beautiful, Linny.
Just on the slowing down thing, 12 years ago, I woke up one morning and I couldn't stand. I was in an incredible lot of pain. And it turned out that I had acquired rheumatoid arthritis. And I did it in a big way. I had it in an ankle, 2 knees, an elbow. The rheumatologist told me I was a bad case, and I don't do anything by halves. So even that. At that time, it slowed me right down. I couldn't do anything on my own. I was in a wheelchair for 6 weeks. I was pretty much bedridden. Yeah, that is slowing down. Fortunately, I came through it. I took myself off the medication when the rheumatologist told me that I would be trundling along, blood test once a month, blah, 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 that I'd be trundling along like that for the rest of my life. And I thought, oh, bugger that. I am not going to do that. This is not living. And yeah, so I did take myself off the medication. I did research, changed diet. Once I was able, I then started exercising again. And yeah, today, 12 years later, I am fitter and healthier than I was back then. And yeah, I guess it was something of a wake-up call. It was a tough time, and a really big lesson to learn. So, you just don't know what's going to happen the next day. So just live everything to the fullest that you can. And don't for 1 minute think that you're drying up, you're not. You're alive, you're vital. Just say thank you every day that there's another day. And yeah, just keep looking forward. Don't look back.
Thank you, Claire, for your words of wisdom. Your beautiful story. We've only got a few minutes left, so who hasn't spoken? Amanda, have you spoken?
Amanda's in a public place, so I read out.
That's right, got it. Okay.
So it might be time to check out. Mel did speak. It might be time to check out because I still have to do the announcement.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So will I do the announcement now?
Yeah.
Okay, I have got everyone's names on post-it notes, and if they're not on the call, they won't win it. Bad luck. So I'm just mixing them up. I can't see any. Got one here. Just check. Okay, Mel Treloar, you are our winner of a premium membership for 12 months. Yay! Woohoo! We will organise to have a feature of you on our podcast show. You get to be able to help us work out what content we want to have on. We will share your articles on our publishing page. We will do features of you through your social media, but we will start with the planning meeting and work out what you would like to get out of your premium level membership.
Oh my goodness, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
So should we do a checkout before we go?
Yes, quick checkout.
Yeah, so just a few words, how you feeling right now? Maybe something touched you, inspired you, lifted your spirits, whatever you want to share, just a few words.
I'll jump in, seeing I'm currently unmuted and just got a big surprise. I found that really, really insightful. I think hearing all the different perspectives from all the women here at different ages. But I think just also understanding that it appears that we're all struggling in some way or another with our identity and our relationship to the number that's associated with our age. And it was so beautiful to hear how some women have been dealing with that and their perspectives on all of that. So I just found the whole thing really insightful. Thank you.
Thanks, Mel. Just pop in. Go, Claudette.
Grateful. Just grateful. Grateful to be involved in these events, grateful to be meeting all such wonderful people, grateful to be alive.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love this saying that like each day that you wake up and you're breathing, it's a good day.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
My sister, who is 7 years older than me, she says, every day I'm not in the ground is a good day.
Oh, okay. Let's just go around. Leanne.
I'm happy that, you know, I still have this skewed version of age. Like I don't understand it. I don't know if I ever really will. But I'm a lot happier that I don't now, because there seems to be a lot of conditions and constrictions when we start to try and focus in on a number than who we are.
Great.
Well said.
Yeah. Bernadette?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
So-
I'm feeling really blessed and lifted after this conversation. Same as inspired, just wonderful to be able to share journeys and the perception of, I mean, I don't feel like I'm anything more than 17 in my mind, and every day I like to just get up and go with that attitude. I look a bit different. My voice sounds a bit different. My body aches in certain places. But if I push that to the side, I just want to be giving and enjoying conversations like this with people to keep moving forward and gaining wisdom from where I've been, but moving forward.
Deb?
Thank you, ladies. Just want to thank you for your time and generosity of spirit. Yeah, it's just very calming and nurturing as always, and just feel, you know, it's been a good use of the last hour and a half or so, just to settle. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Vicky, do you want to share?
Yeah, thank you. And so nice to meeting all of you. It's my first time to join together, and I feel safe and just safe to share with all your ladies. I'm very happy here.
Beautiful. Welcome. Great to have you.
Thank you.
Kristen?
I just I love how many different variations there are in our community. You know, everyone's brought their thoughts and their energy to the conversation today, and I love that. I just love how different we all are and how similar we all are, and that we can be honest and authentic and share about the things that are, you know, important for us to address and talk about in safe spaces.
Thank you. Sonia?
I mean, I'm sitting here watching my two boys jumping up, doing PlayStation and screaming at a soccer match. So I'm thinking I'm still tired. And I'm probably going to remain that way and continue to sort of, you know, live in these various age circles because that's my life, you know. But you know, I'm really grateful to hear everyone else's perspective and to listen to some beautiful thoughts and wisdom around it. And, you know, to keep that sort of in mind when I'm dealing with the various, you know, the psychosis, I call it, of what I'm doing in my life. But yeah, no, thank you. Thank you very much for the conversation. It was important for me to have in this moment in time.
Thank you. Kerry?
I am very proud to have leveled up to that big 60 and feeling very accomplished. Thank you, Leanne. And hoping that I will continue to level up and continue to enjoy connection, because it's what keeps us young, I think, without that number, but just to learn about people and for people to share their wisdom. So thank you.
Thank you. I feel so grateful. I feel really like joyous about just being a woman and being able to connect with other women like this. You know, I feel a really strong sense of belonging at the moment to a sisterhood and being seen and understood. So yeah, with much gratitude. Lynn?
Well, what a beautiful birthday party. And I can't wait for the future. Imagine if we had a hologram and we could just all be in the same place together and feel like we were all together if we can't be virtually. I'm just loving this technology. I love the way that we can hold space and have a courageous conversation across the states, across the sectors, online. It's just pretty special. But I'm also really looking forward to the retreat. So I really, really hope that you can get there to the retreat next year. It's only going to be, I think we've only got 18, 17, 16, a couple of the spaces have already gone. So I think there's only 16 spaces left. So please, if you are interested, don't delay, jump in and register. If you want a registration form, get in contact with me or Leanne or Vida, because we are taking bookings now. It will be filled.
And it will be an extraordinary experience.
It will be more of this plus more, and it's just going to be such a wonderful self-development focus. We're all leaders, and it's really important that we spend this time out for ourselves as women. We often are the ones that make these decisions last for ourselves and first for everyone else. And I really think this is, and we can also have it as a tax deduction. So this is why it's good to have a Business Women Australia Leadership Retreat too. It's tax deductible. Anyway, thank you all for being here. I love you so much. I'm so inspired and I'm just so grateful, and I feel so blessed to have such a community around me, and I really appreciate you all. So thank you. And thank you so much, Vida, for your continuous wisdom and for everything you bring to us. Thank you.
Love you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Till the next time.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to us.
Bye.
Bye.
We
Thanks,
need cake.
Linny. Happy birthday. You take care too. Thanks for tuning in, Linny.
Well, that was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
Thank you for joining the Business Women Australia Masterclass. We hope today's session has provided you with actionable insights and strategies to empower your personal and professional growth. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to stay informed about future masterclasses and content. If you're not already a member of Business Women Australia, what are you waiting for? Head to our website today and join. Become part of a dynamic network of business leaders and gain access to exclusive resources, events, and opportunities to elevate your career. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in our next masterclass.